Welcome to the void. My name is Q Throush, also known as the Transfeeling, and welcome to day 11 of Pride. We're going to play a Mortician's Tale. And I am very excited. This sounds like a very cute, like, death-positive game, and I am fascinated by. And again, this is one of the games, like, I don't know, like, it doesn't sound like it's necessarily, like, a queer-focused story. Like, this isn't about, like, you know, it's not like a Secret Little Haven where it's, like, a story about, like, a character struggling with, like, you know, their own queerness, but like, oh, look at you, you're adorable. But based on the text, it sounds like the main character, like, is a lesbian, so, like, I'm hoping that, like, comes into play in the story, but we will find out. And if it doesn't, you'll never see this video, haha. From Matthew Jeffrey. Hello, response, hello and welcome to our new funeral director. From Matthew Jeffrey to Charlie. Welcome, Charlie. Nice to meet you. My name is Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to you and helps with some of the more heavy lifting. Did you ever hear that joke about a hearse driver? I'll tell it to you when I come by in a bit. Unsure if that's the punchline itself? Or, Anyway, looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Amy is a sweetheart, but she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure. She wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Cheers and good luck, Matthew J., Funeral Director, Rose and Daughter's Funeral Home. From Amy Rose to Rose and Daughter's staff. Hello, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our new funeral director, Charlotte, or Charlie as she likes to be referred to. Charlie is a recent graduate who came highly recommended and is eager to begin her career with us at Rose and Daughter's Funeral Home. Please take the time and make Charlie feel at home within our little family. We'll have a nice catered lunch this afternoon so we can all get to know each other a little bit better as well. Sincerely, Amy Rose, founder and director, Rose and Daughter's Funeral Home. From Amy Rose. Okay. To Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Well, you're new here, so it's probably I best explain to you where everything is. In your office/preparation room, you'll find your cremation station, cremulator station, embalming station, and obviously, since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you have experience with working these stations, but please let me know if you have any questions. Best, Amy Rose. Good luck, you beautiful and smart babe, you. From Jen Love to Charlie. I guess my subject line, so you should start being more professional now that you are... Or now that we are business professionals. I can't wait to get your reply so I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you were able to explain this gig straight after graduating. It sounds super cool. I didn't even know mom and pop funeral homes were a thing until now. I guess it's just not something you really think about much. I should look more into this, learn more about your world and industry, because as I said, you are now a very serious professional. Speaking of being professional, my museum gig is amazing. I can't believe somebody paid me to move to London, and not London, O-N, serial killer capital of Canada, to work in a museum. Like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. I'll tell you more about it when we Skype. My stories require you to see my face and that you hear my excellent British accent impersonation. Also, I signed you up for a Funerals Monthly newsletter. Consider it your graduation gift / I love you / I'm super proud of you gift. Love you, love you, love you. Jen L. Hart, Museum Curator, London Pathology Museum. Oh, is this your girlfriend? Oh, I think this is her girlfriend. Oh, this is gonna be so gay. Oh, I'm so excited. I love this queer little funeral director. Reply with an auto response. No, I'll type out a response. Alright, from Amy Rose. Today's tasks. Hello, Charlie. I hope you settled in so far okay. Matthew should have dropped off your first body to work on. He said you were really friendly and I'm just glad to have someone young and lively to work with. You'll get used to his sense of humor. Your first body is Mrs. Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family has asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. The family seems a little bit more united than previous families we've dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye will make things a bit easier if that's possible. That being said, although you will not be embalming Mrs. Garcia, I do think it's important to take the time to clean her body. No one is going to see her body, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and their loved ones. You'll find Mrs. Garcia in the prep room. Talk soon, Amy Rose. Special request for my mother's funeral. Ah, I see. Oh, wait, so they read from the bottom up. Okay. From Mia Garcia to Amy Rose. Dear Amy, we're happy to be with Rose and Daughters for my mother's funeral. We understand that there are usually procedures that must be followed in these situations, but if you could kindly not embalm my mother, that would be greatly appreciated. And we will proceed with a closed casket for the funeral, or for the service. I just know she wouldn't have wanted her death to have any negative impact on the environment, and since she fought so hard to beat her heart disease and live healthily, it would be a shame to have her final moments to be counter to the way she lived. Thank you for everything you can do to help with us in this matter. Best, Mia. Dear Mia, Of course, we'll be happy to oblige your request for no embalming and for a closed casket. I will ensure our funeral director receives your request. Take care. I might need to write these things down. Have my notebook if I do. I'm gonna call my gay little gaming notebook. From Funerals Monthly, tips for good etiquette at a funeral. Oh god, I as a person, as a demon need this shit. Thank you for subscribing. Each month we bring a new newsletter featuring a topic pertaining to the death industry. This month is all about good etiquette for attending a funeral. I really can't believe we have to write this one out, but since we said we'll answer our most popular questions, here we are. Because this is definitely one of the most popular questions. Funerals are a hard time and we understand that, but here's some quick and easy rules to remember for being respectful at a funeral. Generally follow the guideline of don't be a jerk should work. Okay, that's fair. Don't be on your cell phone. We understand you're busy, but this is a time and place to disengage. If you have to be on your cell phone, don't do so inside this funeral service or in the home. Don't be loud and obnoxious. You can share happy stories, but other people are also grieving and working through their own healing process. Being quiet gives other people the space they might need. Don't get drunk. Everyone can deal with their feelings in their own way. Just remember to be respectful in the grieving family and friends. Happily reminisce. Sometimes remembering happy moments and positive experiences with a deceased can be a productive part of the healing process. Give condolences. It's not easy knowing what to say to someone, but even a simple "I'm thinking of you" can go a long way. Dress appropriately. What this looks like will be changed based on the customs of the deceased, their culture, but always dress in a way that shows respect to the deceased and their grieving family. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that, like, because it's true. Not all cultures have the same, like, grieving attire. Like, you know, in a lot of places I've been to, the grieving attire is very, like, you know, not necessarily formal TM, but, like, more somber clothing. But also, you know, there are also cultures where, like, funerals are much less like a sad thing and much more like a celebration of the individual. So, you know, more like festive, like more, you know, bright colors is, you know, more the case in those instances. So, you know, that changes, and there's not like a universal, hey, here's what you should wear to a funeral, because it depends on the funeral you're going to. And honestly, you would probably, like, that would probably be a thing that the family would let people know if you know, I don't know. I don't know how to think about arranging a funeral, but presumably, I know I would tell people, but like, hey, here's, you know, kind of like the appropriate attire for those of you who are, like, unfamiliar. Like, if I knew that I had people who were unfamiliar with what I want, you know, or like what the customs were for the funeral I was having. Well, not, having a funeral, that's a complicated sentence that we're not going to unpack. Give a gift or sign the registration book. This can be flowers or a nice card, but it's the thought that counts here. Sometimes this can even be just cooking dinner for the grieving family. Anything that shows you care and want to help them through their healing process is what matters here. Be kind and be helpful. Aww. They even have, like, a webpage. Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Amelia Rose, founder and director. About Rose and Daughters. Rose and Daughters Funeral Home was founded by my grandparents back in 1956. The Rose family has proudly served the area since then, providing personal, affordable funeral services for all. I'm proud to have carried my family's business for the last 36 years, working with the best and brightest funeral directors and grief counselors in the area. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you've recently experienced a loss and would like us to help you through this hard time. Our services. Here at Rose and Daughters Funeral Home, we've committed to providing loved ones with the best and most affordable funeral services in the area. We offer a diverse range of personalized funeral service options to fit every need. Prices. Burial's open casket ceremony and reception, $5,985. Burial's closed casket ceremony and reception, $4,275. Oh, right, because open casket, you have to, like, prepare the body more. Cremation with ceremony and reception, $1,700. Direct burial with no ceremony or reception, $1,905, all-inclusive. Direct cremation with no ceremony or reception, $600, all-inclusive. We also offer custom packages to suit every budget and need. Please do not hesitate to contact us with any questions. Amy at roseanddaughters.com. Alright, so I think I only have the response as, like, I only have the option for the auto response. Okay, so we don't need to do much, we just need to clean. We just need to clean the body. So yeah, this is a game that's about, you know, dealing with death and, like, confronting it and, like, you know, handling it. And so, you know, again, it's listed as a death-positive game. So, we're gonna be dealing with dead bodies here. So, fair warning. This is the prep room where you'll prepare the bodies for burials and viewings. Because the family has requested a closed casket ceremony with no embalming, you are just going to clean the body. Click on the sponge and drag it over the body to clean it. That's it, you're done. Mrs. Garcia will be sent to Mike, who will take care of the dressing and putting her in the casket. Okay? It's time to go to Mrs. Garcia's funeral. You're responsible for taking care of the deceased's body, but it is also important to pay respects to their loved ones. Follow the arrow to head to the funeral parlor. I think, did we change outfits? I feel like we maybe did. Yeah, I heard the family specifically said no embalming. I thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do those chemicals leach to the ground? Seems strange to be using a chemical that's known to cause cancer and putting it into the ground like that. Or into the sewer. That's what they must do with the leftover formaldehyde, right? Just pour it down the drain? At least embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. Stop it. Don't make me laugh right now. Aw. Mommy, I'm hungry. When can we go? We usually don't small talk a lot at these things. At least that's what I was always taught. She would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. Yeah, at least she doesn't have to see them, I guess. That's... yeah, I guess. I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy. But it's always so cold in these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweaters she used to knit for me now. Aww. Well, I've talked to everybody at least once. Okay, yep, you have the same dialogue. Alright, and back we go! October 11th, 10:09 a.m. 10:00. Oh, we did change outfits. Okay. God, that's a little gruesome, but yeah, it makes sense that you need to wear, like, an apron or something. Like, I don't want to say for the same reason why a butcher wears an apron, but it's also not that. So, you know. I'm so frustrated right now. From Jennifer Valentine to Charlie. Can I rant for a second? I'm so tired of hearing strangers, colleagues, anybody, male colleagues, get on my case for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazer and over a nice blouse, so it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though dress codes are such sexist bullshit anyway. And like, I hate how their misogyny gets veiled in veiled concern. Jen, I'm just worried you're damaging your body. You know what corsets do to livers, right? Corsets don't do anything to livers. They're definitely not hurting me as much as your condescension is hurting my head. Ugh. Sorry, I'm all out of sorts right now. I'll send you another email in a little bit when I've cooled off. Jen. I love Jen so much. Jen, honestly, mood. I want to get a little bit better into shape so I can fit my corset skin. Corsets are phenomenal. Okay. So let me explain this in a little bit more detail. A colleague and I were discussing the tight lacer's liver specimen we have here at the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and the liver is tapered inward from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on her corset. It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associated it with fainting and hysteria, it's actually been associated with visceroptosis, which is when the organs fall to the lower part of the abdomen, right? Which is super unsettling, but can also be caused by being pregnant. So, TLDR, corsets probably messed up some bones, but likely didn't do this kind of internal organ damage. And I'm tired of the condescension about my wardrobe that also implies I don't know what I'm doing. These are the kinds of things I specifically researched, yet I'm treated like I know nothing about. I'm having a day, Charlie. Oh, hey! Thank you. This is what I was talking about earlier. From Funerals Monthly, to subscriber. We all know everyone wants to be respectful at funerals. Don't talk too loudly, be kind, smile, and refrain from making inappropriate jokes. At least around the grieving family. Hey, sometimes some people need to do a bit of a pick-me-up during such hard times. Who are we to judge? And a big part of that is knowing what to wear. Roman Catholic funerals tend to lead towards a more formal black attire rule, and it works for us. Did you know this goes back to the days of the Roman Empire where people would wear black as a symbol for mourning? Black isn't universally the symbol for mourning, though, and if you're attending a funeral that's from a culture that is not your own, it is important to understand this. Some colors have different meanings, and despite your best intentions, the wrong choice could mean accidental offense. For example, in Hinduism and in Chinese cultures, white is a typical color for funerals. For Islam, though, it's less about the color you are wearing and more about how modestly you are dressed. Refrain from wearing any elaborate jewelry and be respectful of your behavior. For Sikh funerals, color of the clothing isn't as important as it is dressing modestly and being able to appropriately sit cross-legged. Actually, being respectful is just the number one rule for any funeral, no matter what, really. Remember that, and please don't hesitate to ask what is and isn't appropriate to wear. If you're attending to support a friend, family member, or partner, this day is not about you, so be sure to do whatever you can to be as respectful and supportive as possible, even if that means not wearing what you're used to wearing at a funeral. Or even if it just means asking how you can appropriately show your respects. That's what I was trying to get the words out earlier, but I was failing to. From Matthew Jeffrey. Hey there, Charlie. I was driving around the other day, talking to our clients on their last trip around town, and I was thinking, strange, I know. Did I ever tell you the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed. In a car accident, totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff. Messed me and my friends up real good. But so, the big day, we all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were, a lot of us, so we had at least 3 different cars full of us, like clown cars, While we're in the procession going to the cemetery, somebody out in our car got a phone call from a friend in a different car. Turns out some asshat driver who doesn't know not to get in the way of the procession drove through the intersection and smashed straight into our friend's car. Nobody was hurt, thank God. Can you imagine getting that call? Anyways, one of my friends in the same car as me, the one who got the phone, hung up and started laughing. Just laughing her ass off, in the way that makes you not sure if they're really crying or if they've fully gone off the deep end. And she laughed, and then we all started giggling, because, go figure. Life is messed up sometimes, There's no moral, no point to the story, I guess. I just remembered that story I wanted to tell you, because we work with death all the time, and I still sometimes get caught off guard by what that really means. Oh, before you get any ideas, this has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. That decision came totally later, and is nothing unremarkable. Somebody has to do it and have a strong stomach, so why not? I'll see you in a bit, Charlie. Matthew J. From Mia Garcia to Amy Rose. Sincerely, thank you. Hi, Amy. Please pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for the wonderful job they did with our mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our family so rarely gets together, it was nice seeing everyone come out for such a beautiful service. My son never gets to see his family. Also, it was incredibly kind of you to let us bring our own food in. Getting to share home-cooked meals, sharing stories, being there together, it meant a lot. So what I'm saying is, it was nice for everyone to be there like that, together in that way. And I know how much of that was due to the work of your staff, especially your funeral director. Thank you for making this difficult time easier for all of us. Best, Mia. Just passing this along. Thanks for the hard work, Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Next job. Here are the instructions for your next body. You did a remarkable job on the first one. The family is very happy with you. No small feat, of course. Pleasing a grieving family isn't exactly the most comfortable of jobs. Your next job is a man named Mr. Duval. An elderly man died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter Lizzie Duval if you have any questions. She's handling her father's passing as well as can be expected. As always, don't hesitate to ask me any questions. Best. P.S. Charlie dear, please remember to wear proper embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I know I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. I promise I won't mother you too much. Well, just a little. Ask Matthew. He knows. I'll get right on it. This is a really cute little game. Yeah, Nope. Don't need the computer. I guess I don't need to, actually click and drag. I can just click where I need to go. Traditional burials typically require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. Let's start by cleaning the body. Click on the sponge. Yeah. Click on the razor and drag it over the body to shave it. Oh. Interesting. In order to break rigor mortis, you'll have to massage the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. Huh. Oh, that's fucked up. Oh, I love it. The eyeballs deflate once the body starts decomposing. Click and dry an eye cap into each eye socket to give it shape. cotton balls. Eye caps. Oh, I see. Oh, I see, I see. To keep the eyes shut, you'll need to glue them. Click and drag the glue onto each eye to shut it. The mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag a cotton ball into the mouth to give it shape. To keep the mouth from opening, you'll need to suture it shut. Click and drag the needle and thread over the jaw to close it. Fascinating. This is really morbid, but like this is genuinely fascinating. Click and drag the lotion over the body to moisturize it. This prevents the skin from drying out. Embalming involves removing blood and replacing with preserving chemicals. Click and drag the scalpel over the neck to make an incision. You're going to need a tube for draining the blood. Click on the tube and drag it to the neck incision. Drag on the cannula and drag it into the carotid artery. This is how you get the preserving chemicals into the bloodstream. Now you'll need to connect the embalming machine to the cannula. Grab some additional tubing and drag it to the cannula. Click the button on the embalming machine to turn it on. In order to evenly distribute the chemicals, you have to massage them through the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. Oh, this is so weird. I also, like, I want everyone to know, like, I don't mean weird as, like, gross, just this is morbidly fascinating, which, I mean, I guess is kind of the point. Huh. Well, I guess we go until the machine is empty. Now I'm curious by, like, how accurate is this? Great, now let's sew up that incision. Drag the needle and thread over the incision to close it up. Almost done. You'll need to drain the organs of any remaining fluids. Click on the trocar and then click and hold on the abdomen until all the liquid has been drained. And you're done. Mike will take care of Mr. Duvall's makeup as well as dressing and putting him in his casket. It's time to attend the funeral. This is... I really like this. It's... Huh. I guess I should have worn something more fitting for a funeral. Actually. Alright, and welcome back. It's, you know, I mean, as discussed, it wouldn't be, like, fitting attire for, like, every funeral, but, you know, it's one of the nicer shirts that I had, so I thought it would be, it's one of my more formal shirts without getting into, like, work interview type clothing. I also do have that gray dress, but this felt nice, and I don't know, this felt funeral-y. Can I sign the guest book? No, I cannot. Okay. Came out of nowhere. I mean, it always sort of does, doesn't it? Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, and then the next, poof, that person is gone. Just like, gone. Yeah, it's weird to think about that for too long. Like staring at the sun. I start to feel all fuzzy when I think about it. It's so weird how our bodies just stop working like that. Yeah. So strange not seeing most people wearing white. White? Yeah, I think it's different for different family members. I can't remember. I haven't gone to many traditional funerals, so mostly white, but like, definitely not red, no matter what. Huh, I've never heard of that before. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park, play catch. He loved playing catch. He threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. Hey, little one. Humming to himself. I don't have, like, I don't think I have an option for, like, correct, like, I don't think I've ever been, like, told to be like, hey, you know, could you maybe step outside? But also, like, I've been there. Hell, a lot of us have probably been there when, well, I guess maybe not as much, but, like, I remember being little, like, being taken to funerals for, like, family members who I didn't really have a connection to and just kind of being bored as hell. So, like, you know, I'm not upset with the kid. I wonder... No, that would be too morbid. I was just something, like, curious about, like, I wonder if any of these were, like, inspired by, like, actual funerals that the devs, like, went through or whatever. December 2nd, 10:22 a.m. Are we gonna get into the cremation now? Haha! Oh, hey! LGBTQ funerals, respect. If you've been a long-time subscriber to our emails or follow us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering transgender people are, at times, subjected to during their funerals. There have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their family and have had their hair cut, are buried under the wrong names, and subjected to the wrong pronouns in their obituary announcements. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect, and care. And this absolutely extends to pronouns and respecting the deceased's wishes as per their lived experiences. The CDC's Funeral Director's Handbook on Death Registration and Fetal Death Reporting offers the fraught directive. Enter male or female based on observation. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols. If sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records, inspection of the body, or other sources, enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. Leaving it up to observation obviously enters into a world of issues since bodies can be so different, and because of ingrained bias, people can draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect After Death Act, which states that the death certificate must reflect the deceased's gender identity as they lived it. So, a step in the right direction. People who are trans deserve the same respect in death that people who are cisgender receive. Misgendering in death takes away this respect. It can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that survived the deceased. So what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to the people who come into your office. In America, especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage, but this does not mean you're not dealing with two people who have loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is also to ensure the deceased receives the utmost respect in their burial. If a funeral is to honor the deceased, then do that. Honor them. That's... fuck. I never really thought too much about that. Like I knew this was like a thing. Like I think this happened with like Leila Alcorn, if I remember right. I think I remember hearing them like her parents did that. But like other than that, I never really had to think too much about that. Fuck, that's... fuck. Alright. From Matthew Jeffrey, paycheck coming late, sorry. I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy has been having. A small mom and pop shop like Rose and Dodgers can't compete with the bigger guys. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. Also, I'm starving, so I'm gonna grab some fast food before we're taking the hearse through the car wash. 2 birds, 1 stone. And swinging back to the home. Do you want anything? A beef and cheddar? I'm gonna take the hearse through the drive-thru, of course. It freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Let me know. I'm heading out in 15 minutes. Hey Matthew, this is embarrassing, but it seems I miscalculated some of our income and I don't have enough to pay you this week. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I cut you a check for next week instead? If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about this whole thing and I can cut you a check from my personal account if need be. I'm so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. Let's see, is this multiple? No, just one. Meet cute for death positive cuties. Charlie, I was doing some reading. I know you hate it when I try to give you dating advice, but hear me out. Oh, are you not girlfriends? It sounded like girlfriends. Pardon me. Maybe I was wrong. But hear me out. There's a dating site that's specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little worried for you, but you haven't mentioned anybody new since the breakup of 2014 that we will never speak of again after this moment. Oh, okay, so they aren't together. I thought they were gay for each other. Are you? I don't know. Maybe I'm just speaking from my own bias, but like, they talk a lot like how I talk, or at least Jen talks a lot. Jen talks to Charlie the way I talk to my partners. So I think that's also part of why I was like, oh, they're clearly dating. But you're always saying how tired you are You're always saying how tired you get of people being scared to ask about your day. So maybe meeting somebody in the industry isn't the worst idea. Just promise me you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to make sure that you're seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know you look like a babe with pale skin and witchy goth aesthetics are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a good thing. Mom rant over, I'm going to try it out because turns out people get super scared off when you tell them you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. Do you know how not interesting other people find teratomas? Charlie, I didn't know we were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having a best friend who is as much of a weirdo as I am. Miss you, let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. P.S. If you sign up for Dead Meat, isn't that the best name for a death industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet, though. I reiterate, are you sure you're not gay for one another? Cremation. Hello, Charlie. Today's funeral's for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Please, don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions. Best, Amy Rose. Alright, let's get to it. Is it wrong that my first thought that came to mind was, burn, baby, burn? Before we cremate Mrs. Hall, we'll need to prepare the body. Miss Hall's family brought clothing and jewelry for her to wear. It's important to remove these before the cremation process, as to not damage them. Let's start by removing Mrs. Hall's necklace. We need to be able to identify Mrs. Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click and drag the round identification tag and place it in the coffin. Great. Mrs. Hall is all set to be cremated now. Alright. Oh, urn. This is the cremulator. Contrary to popular belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash so much as bone fragments. Oh! Using the cremulator, we'll break those bone fragments down into ash-like remains. Let's start by placing the urn in the cremulator. Click on the urn and drag it into the cremulator under the nozzle. Click and drag the bone fragments and drop them into the top of the cremulator. Now that all the bones have been processed, click and drag the urn back onto the counter. Make sure to put Mrs. Hall's necklace back into the urn. Click on the necklace and drag it to the urn. Don't forget the tag. Click on the round identification tag and drag it to the urn. Last step, click on the urn's lid and drag it to the top of the urn. All done. Emmy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. Also, like, the autosave thing is the little skull that flashes up. Nice touch. She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. Aww. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up, not once. Yeah. I... Yeah, I had a grandma who, she passed away due to cancer, but, like, she was a badass. Like, I don't know, this maybe feels weird to say, but, like, I don't know. God, I should maybe process this again as an adult. But she passed away whenever I was in high school, and the thing that helped me process and deal with her loss, I don't want to say like that made light of it, but that helped me process it and like not feel so upset about it, is that she never really lost her spark, her charm. She never like she never really like lost who she was, and also she didn't go out without a fucking hell of a fight. She like I don't remember the exact I don't remember the exact like order of operations, but essentially she had, I think it was like breast cancer first, kicked that thing's ass, and then it came back as like stomach cancer. So she like had her stomach removed, had the whole like esophagus to intestine connection operation thing done, you know, kept on surviving, kept on thriving. Then it came back as like, I want to say, I think it came back in like her lymph nodes or something. It was something like that. Something that's kind of like more like subtle and like harder to like really just take out. But if I remember it, she did eventually still kick that thing's ass too. And it wasn't until like, essentially, the cancer came back, but it was like, the doctors basically came back and said, hey, so you now have cancer in your everything. And like, that's when it like finally like managed to take her. And just, I don't know. I miss her a lot. If anyone's paid attention to my social media, like, I've mentioned sometimes how like, sure, I want to put J.K. Rowling through a wood chipper, but like, I still have fond memories because of like my grandmother who I bonded with about like Harry Potter and like over Harry Potter as a child. That's the grandma I'm talking about, Grandma Sherry. So, yeah, I just losing someone to cancer is fucking rough. But you know, throughout it all, like she was always still like, you know, bright, cheerful, wonderful, just a wonderful, kind, warm, loving human being. I often say that she's like the closest to, despite, you know, dating Melody, who I, you know, call my angel, I will continue to say that my grandma was probably, like, that grandma was probably one of, like, the closest examples to, like, an actual angel on earth we will ever get. She was phenomenal. And I miss her. She was amazing. Glad she was cremated and not, like, in an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. Yeah. I actually... Autism moment that maybe... I didn't realize this was weird. I actually took a picture. She had an open casket funeral. I actually took a picture of her so that I could have, like, you know, last memory of seeing her. This is nice in a weird way. She liked that we're all here together talking. She always tried to keep the family together. The food is delicious. I know it's weird, but these crab cakes are perfect. Those comments feel not super related to one another, but okay. Ooh, Valentine's Day. If I recall, February 14th? Pretty sure that's Valentine's Day. Funerals monthly. Keep on protecting Earth with green burials. You've lived your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollution and generally help out where you can. So why not continue that even in death? At least that's the thinking for a lot of people who are returning to green or natural burials. Natural cemeteries are becoming more popular and are focused on a few rules. Mainly, it's that bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that can damage the environment, and bodies must be buried in a biodegradable shroud or casket. Not only is this better for the environment, it's also cheaper. At Union Cemetery in Ontario, Canada, a natural burial is just over $1,000. So better for the people, the environment, just maybe not so good for big business. Let's not forget, people, this is still a business after all. But really, why go green? Green burials help preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, and protect the health of those preparing bodies, and restore/preserve the natural habitats. Embalming fluids tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a higher incidence of leukemia. Going green and not using toxic chemicals for embalming helps protect funeral directors while at the same time lessening the impact we have on the environment after we're gone. We here at Funerals Monthly think green burials are pretty cool. What do you think? Reply and let us know. From Jen Love, a challenger approaches. Charlie, I've been playing a new game when things are slow at work. It's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Get it? Get it? It's like Minesweeper but way harder. Like, seriously, it's really difficult. And I thought my Minesweeper game was on point after working that overnight front desk job at the hotel for 3 years, but I must have gotten rusty. Anyway, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so you don't disturb the adorable ghosts. The main character also kind of looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High score gets to pick the restaurant we go to when one of us is in town next. Again, this sounds gay as hell. From Ryan Garcia. Hi Amy, I know this email might be a bit odd, but you said if I was ever having troubles I should reach out, and you would know somebody I could talk to about all of this. I don't know what to do now. My grandmother had lived a full, good life and was happy, and was very happy, and that she's not in any pain now, but I feel empty, Amy. I've never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you refer me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough. With work and the will and trying to just be the best mom that she can. I just need someone to tell me it'll be okay. Thank you, and I'm sorry for being an inconvenience, Ryan. I thought I would forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or other professionals who can really help him. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult, and family isn't always the most reliable for some people. Usually I would be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today. Not my usual self. Oh no. And it would be good for you to start building these kinds of relationships on your own. Your treasure, Charlie. Cremation. Pacemaker? Hi, Amy. You asked if there were any special instructions we wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker too. The doctor told me that would need to be removed. Thanks, Mariana. Hi, Charlie. Please see the note below about the pacemaker. They can be tricky. Best, Amy Rose. From Margaretta Hall. Hi, Amy. I'm so eternally grateful that you were able to accommodate our request for my sister's funeral. It was a beautiful service, and she would have been happy with it. That's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Sincerely, Margaretta. Charlie, I thought you'd like to see this thank you note. That's really cute. Oh no! News about the future of Rose and Daughter's funeral home. Hi all. It is with a very heavy heart that I write to let you all know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I had no idea how to start this email, and resources I Googled told me that would be the best and easiest way to break the ice. Be direct but remorseful, Google said. The truth is, I really don't know what else to say. Since my father passed away, I've been doing my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who chose to use our services. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose, in a lot of ways. And you've all become like family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. But it's been getting harder and harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations than we are that can take on more business and offer more impressive services. You know the way it goes. So we've been bought. Or I sold. Either way, soon, Hillside Heritage Enterprises Incorporated, a company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughter starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the name Rose and Daughter's Funeral Home for tax purposes. Though, honestly, I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep up the image that it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact, somewhat. They have a good reputation, and have agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as you all weren't without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but I admittedly didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. Sincerely, Amy Rose. Oh, fuck. That's... God. Fuck. Oh, that's so sad. Like... She just wanted to keep doing this to remember her dad. But thanks to the fucking hellscape that is our reality, she couldn't keep doing it because it was too expensive. That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. What the hell? God, capitalism is fucking evil. And if you don't think it is, just fucking, you're not paying attention. Okay, so what do we do with the whole pacemaker thing? Because that sounds like an because if I remember right, pacemakers are an implant. Mr. Reyes came directly from the hospital, so I don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him, as the family did not provide any for us to include. However, Mr. Reyes has a pacemaker that we'll need to remove before cremation. Because pacemakers are batteries, they'll explode inside the hot heat of the cremation machine, and we definitely don't want that. Let's start by removing Mr. Reyes' pacemaker. Click and drag the scalpel over the heart to make the incision. You can see the pacemaker. Click on the forceps to click and drag the pacemaker out of the heart. Put the forceps away and put the identification tag in the coffin. Boop. Do I want to be cremated? Burial by fire does kind of seem like something I would be into. I did not mean to fling that as much as that went flung. Oh, there we go. Boop. 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 All right. Getting the hang of this. Oh, I didn't have any emails from Jen that time, I don't think. Oh, I know I did. It was about the ghost game. Is that? I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. It never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. You look like you need someone to talk to. I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. Aw. What do you want to do after this? It's pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere. Sounds good. I could really use a beer right now. Hey, did I ever tell you about the time we tailgated? Did you ever end up clearing the air with your father? No, we talked a few times, but not really. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn. That's just it. Stubborn. February 28th, 10:35 a.m. I wonder if we're gonna get to see, like, how things change as the new company takes over. Things to avoid saying at a funeral, from Funeral Subscribers Monthly. Welcome back. We rarely do listicles here, but for this month's newsletter, we thought a listicle would be the best way to deliver this month's advice. What not to say at a funeral. We know figuring out the right thing to say to a grieving friend can be extremely difficult, and since that's such a personal issue, it's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be more comforting to other people. But fortunately, we can deliver a little bit more solid advice on what not to say to someone who is grieving. So here it is. Funerals Monthly's top 5 things to not say at a funeral. Number 1. At least they're no longer suffering. Shit. That's kind of like, honestly, like, it's kind of like the biggest comfort I take whenever someone passes. For me personally. Because, like, yeah, like my grandma, for example. The only bright side I could cling to is that she wasn't in pain anymore. Okay, even if this is true, nobody wants to hear this, / it's probably not your place to dictate. Who wants to be told that the death of somebody they love is for the best? Like I said, even if it's true, don't be that jerk and just don't say it. Huh, interesting. Oh god. Number 2. Were they saved? No religious statements. Just don't. Why? Or why? Because not everybody agrees with your religious views, and not only is not always comforting, it can also be insulting. Number 3. They're with the angels now. See above's note, then rinse repeat. Let me know how I can help. This one is tricky. You want to help, but those in mourning won't always ask for help. If you want to help, suggest specific things. For example, I'm free if you want somebody to babysit the kids. Actions are better than passive statements. Cook something for them, take them to their favorite restaurant, or buy them tickets to see a movie together. I know how you feel. Even if you think you do, everyone grieves differently. Don't focus this on yourself. Empathy doesn't involve having to commiserate. Sometimes people will want to hear your experiences, but don't assume they will. Ask first. For a quicker version of this list that can be applied in any situation, don't say stuff just for the sake of saying stuff. Just say I'm sorry if you don't know what else to say. That's good to know. Ooh, fuck. I'm not looking forward to this month's assignment. Oh, also, is the change? Okay, the website hasn't changed yet. Oh, right, it's because they're taking over next month. So, last one as things are now, then things are going to change. Mushrooms! From Jen. You hate mushrooms so much, I found the perfect thing for you. I've been thinking about death. I know, shocker. Look what you've done to me. I think I want this mushroom suit. No, it's not called that, but I can't remember the name of it. I'm writing you on my phone so I don't feel like Googling it right now. Anyways, the idea is that it's a biodegradable suit that the deceased wears. It's made with what people call a biomix, i.e. mushrooms and other microorganisms that help decompose the bodies, neutralize toxins in the body, and provide nutrients for the soil for plants. I think this one company even offers casket liners for use in green caskets. I think this is what I want. It'll be just like Hannibal. Wait, don't tell people I said that, okay? But seriously, it's pretty cool. I love all the death innovation happening. We might as well do something when we're in the ground, you know? Love you. Think about it, and let me know your thoughts. I want all of your thoughts. If it's not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made into jewelry. But seriously, I'm probably going to do this. There's no harm in planning ahead. Am I right? Oh, please don't die. From Mariana Reyes. Hi, Amy. I just wanted to thank you for the service the other month, and apologize if I was abrupt. It was kind of a shock for me, and I didn't feel comfortable with the whole process. He wasn't supposed to die yet. It hasn't been easy. Thought I'd pass this along to you. Our son. Oh. Good day, Ms. Rose. Disregard our son's will as it concerns matters of his burial. He was clearly not thinking right and didn't know what he really wanted. Proceed with an open casket funeral. As for payment, we'll bring a check. Charlie. I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront the situation. Yet anyway, they're never easy. Rose and Daughters has been asked to prepare the body of a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial instead. Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney, or didn't have any witnesses sign his living will, or his advance directive regarding these wishes, so his family is legally in the right to do what they want with his body. It's unfortunate, but we do have to do as his family wishes. Matthew has graciously offered to take this on if you're uncomfortable with the subject. Instead, we have a second body you can prepare for a funeral or hosting later this afternoon. Charlie, is this suicide something you're comfortable dealing with? Let me know. I'm here if you need me. Amy Rose. Honestly, so here's the main thing. The fact that he took his own life, that's tragic. Don't get me wrong. That is tragic and that is sad and devastating, honestly. The thing that makes me uncomfortable is ignoring his desires with what he wants done with his body. That's more what that's more what bothers me. Honestly, honestly, I also, based on the verbiage, I thought it was gonna be, oh, hey, we're misgendering our child, but then Amy also used he, him, so I'm like, oh, okay, that's actually, okay. I can't put it into words, but I want to actually see these people, so I'm gonna say yes, I'm comfortable with this. I'm not actually, but I don't know. Part of me kind of hopes that for once there will be like a dialogue option where I can tell the people, hey, fuck you for ignoring your son's wishes. That's not gonna happen, for a variety of reasons, but the deceased's family has asked for an open casket funeral. Let's start by cleaning the body. Then shave. Breaking the rigor mortis. Eye caps. Moisturize me. And then, yeah, the cannula. Honestly, out of everything in this game, this part is the one that, like, this part is the thing that, like, gets the most uncomfortable for me, because I can't help but imagine feeling, like, because, so, I'm very sensitive, like, my nerve endings are extra sensitive, and sometimes I can actually feel shit whenever it's, like, for example, occasionally, whenever I've, like, gotten, like, a shot or something, if it's, like, been, like, an actual, like, injection directly into my veins, I've actually felt it. And so just, I can't help but just, like, imagine feeling the embalming fluid, like, going into your body. And just that fucks with me a little bit. Makes my... I also have a thing where, like, my fingers will start to do a thing where, like, they start to go numb and be, like, less nimble than fingers are supposed to be. Whenever, like, I'm icked out by things. And, like, that's doing, like, starting to do it a little bit. Alright, Matthew will take it from here. I know that I'm not actually going to get to tell these people off, but, like, God, I hope so. I was just, I don't know. Part of me really hopes that I see some, like, I don't know, remorse for this. I wish we were closer. Wow. I still can't believe this is real. My baby brother. I should have played more games with him when he asked. Yeah, it's a bit late. I still can't believe you did it. I feel like I should have known, you know? Been able to do something to stop it. There was no way to know. You can't blame yourself. You wouldn't have wanted that. I know, it just, it hurts. Yeah, I know. Quiet sobs. I heard it wasn't going to be an open casket. I'm surprised it's public. Usually funerals for these circumstances are more private. Poor kid. Wait, oh right, the actual casket itself. I was like, what haven't I clicked on? Oh, I see. So you at the very least have to pay your respects before you can go back into the office. That makes sense. March 3rd. Okay, so first time with the new bosses in town. So far, everything seems the same. Funeral Monthly. Funeral traditions. Funeral rites, even in our own culture, may be something many of us may be unfamiliar with. For many people, all they know of funeral traditions are what they've seen in media. But, and I think this goes without saying, funeral rites and traditions aren't the same across the board. Different cultures have different protocols for cleaning the body to different aspects of the service itself. Religion provides different paths for dealing with the death, but the goal is almost always the same: offering support, guidance, and ease to the people who are grieving. Judaism, intermittent usually begins immediately after somebody has passed. Oh, interment. Interment. I don't know why the word is tripping me up. Until burial, the body is never supposed to be alone, so often families will appoint a shomer, a guardian, to remain with the body. Preparations for a burial begin as soon as possible in Muslim traditions as well. Local Islamic community organizations are also often involved, and help the family make arrangements for the funeral service and burial. Not all practices are strictly religiously enforced. In the aughts in South Korea, the amount of graveyard space began to shrink drastically, causing a lot of e-pass that required families to remove a loved one's body from its burial place after 60 years. Many families began to cremate more often, but there are also companies that compress remains into beads in turquoise, pink, or black called death beads. This also occurs in North America, Europe, and Japan, but remains much more common in South Korea because of the space issue in graveyards and the expenses of cremation. Not all practices are somber either. Ever hear of the turning of the bones, or Famadihana, a ritual by the Malagasy people of Madagascar? Famadihana has families return to an ancestral crypt, exhume the bodies wrapped in cloth before dancing with the bodies to lively music. This practice is a celebration, remembrance, and a way of keeping the deceased involved in family news. Death can be a difficult time for many people, obviously, but that doesn't mean there isn't a beauty in the ways we choose to honor and celebrate our deceased. So, fun fact, small little info dump. This has changed. I probably, I don't have any actual, will or, death plans made. But, in college, one of the classes I took was Death and Human Behavior. And one of the assignments was, it specifically was, it was something to the effect of, how would you like your death handled? But it didn't specify that, it had to be within the, it didn't have to be realistic. So, there were some aspects to this that I'm not going to get into. They're, really silly, including, sky-spanning holograms and stuff, because, I don't know, I decided to get silly with it, because I could. But the one thing, I still think would be really good, because I love chaos, is having my remains turned into amethysts, and having those amethysts turned into D20s to give to all my most important loved ones, and those D20s coming with a case and a display case, and both, the padded case and the display case on them having the quote, "Be the chaos you want to see in the world," inside of it. Because I like that saying a lot. I know it's, alteration of the "be the change you want to see in the world," but I'm a chaotic entity. I really like the "be the chaos you want to see in the world." From Jen. From Death Cafe to subscriber. Come increase awareness of death with a view to helping people with the most of their finite lives. Join us, have a tea and cake, and talk with others about our thoughts, fears, and illuminations on death. The founder of the Death Cafe movement, John Underwood, once said, "When people talk about death and dying, it tends to illustrate their humanity. See everyone at the Upside Down Jar next Thursday, Death Cafe." Forwarded from us, or to us, by Jen. Can't really write much right now. I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of work I have to do with an inguinal hernia from 1750. It's the oldest in our collection, and you can even see this bit of paper the surgeon put in after removing the hernia. Super cool! I'll send you the link when you have it cataloged. What is my life? What is that sentence I just typed? But anyway, this event that I'm forwarding to you is taking place near you. I figured you'd be into it. Might help with that feeling of restlessness you were talking about before. Could be good to talk about some of the things you're feeling. Lots of death-positive people there. Sounds like it'll be a safe place. Hillside Heritage. They did... Oh, they did change the site. Fuck. Ah, they did change a lot of stuff. Rose and Daughters, operated by Hillside Heritage Enterprises Incorporated. Our services. We offer many packages fitted to suit every size of gathering and budget. Ask us about our selection of casket urns and headstones, the largest in the country. Funeral packages. Bronze funeral package. An intimate gathering memorial for your loved one, customized to fit your individual needs. Best suited for groups 25 to 50. Silver funeral. A small but special celebration for your loved one. Best suited for groups 50 to 100. Gold funeral package. Give your loved one the best with the best we have to offer. A large gathering to celebrate your loved one. Best suited for groups over 100. Subject to additional fees and taxes. Payment plans available. Oh, note they don't list the prices. Rose and Daughters is the newest funeral home to join Hillside Heritage, proudly serving 56 different communities nationwide since 1964. Rose and Daughters Funerals feature several available packages for burials and cremations, a spacious visitation suite for added comfort, and catering available on-site. Rely on our dedicated and friendly staff to help you with your funeral needs, whether you need our immediate assistance for a loved one, or like to pre-plan your own final arrangements. Dislike that. Dislike that a lot. From Matthew Jeffrey. What the hell? Can I just say, first off, that this is bullcrap? Ugh. Knowing how these corporations run, I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring our emails now. No, okay. I don't really believe that. I'm upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation taking all of your business for so long. This isn't 6 feet under. And they just swooped in and now we have to deal with their BS practices. They're colder than the corpse I picked up from the morgue this morning. Who charges this much for funerals? It feels dirty and exploitive. I'll just grab a drink after work. I need to blow off some steam and emails aren't really the most appropriate place to do this. Too late for me, I guess. P.S. If you're rating this Hillside Overlord, good. From Matthew. We are pleased to bring on Rose and Daughters as part of Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. They will be another institution amongst hundreds of other properties owned across the country. But of course, as part of the adjustment process of the Hillside Heritage Enterprises Incorporated culture, there will be a number of changes that will come to Rose and Daughters. We will send out the memo regarding the specifics and details of these changes, and expect them to be followed impeccably. Glad to be leading the way for Rose and Daughters from now on. Chad Grant, CEO and Managing Funeral Director, Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc., Rose and Daughters Division. Fuck you, Chad. Charlotte, fuck you. It's Charlie. Below are the details for our next client. Ensure you follow the requested specifications exactly. After you are done, I will review your work in order to properly evaluate you at the end of the month. From Leah Ionesco. Thank you, Mr. Grant, for agreeing to take care of Jocelyn's cremation. The bike accident was, well, it was more than I was expecting. I know she wanted to be cremated, and to be honest, I don't think I could bear seeing her like that after what happened. Thank you, Leah. Okay, so just cremation. Okay. I mean, from here at least, she doesn't seem too torn up. Prepare Ms. Ionesco's body for cremation. Take the watch, place it on the tray. Tag. Alright, all done. Presumably. I am curious, like, how realistic, like, how close, like, actual, like, practices is this? The urn has changed. Well done. Matthew will now take Ms. Ionesco's urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. So Amy's just entirely gone. I liked Amy. She was nice. I'm also giving Chad, like, the, like, most whiny, like, annoying voice I can, because I don't like Chad. At all. She was always so careful. Wore her helmet, signaled, used the bike lanes. Asshole drivers, they need to pay attention. Have you heard what's happening to the driver? No, I haven't wanted to ask Leah. This has been hard enough on them without asking about the legal ramifications about all of this. Yeah, after all this, let's see what we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with the death of their partner all by themselves. Aww. Aww. Oh. Aww. Queer funeral. I have to go through all of her things? How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. No, thanks. But no. I don't know. It's so intimate. It feels like I should do it myself. She would kill me if others saw the things we have. Yeah, she was kind of a closed book. Except to you. Yeah, she was special. Fuck. So glad it was a cremation. I would have lost it seeing her body. So this is the deceased's partner, and they were together. It sounds like, at least. It's sad to see it, but also, like, I don't know. How to words. I don't like that there are dead gays, but it also is nice to still, like, have, like, a queer funeral in the funeral game. That makes sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm glad I'm here, but wow, I just need a glass of wine and to binge watch something right now. Yeah, that's fair. Should we do a vigil at the spot? Careless drivers, I swear to God. March 24th, 10:30 a.m. Oh, taking care of a little plant. I feel like the messages thing, like, dings more rapidly now. The appeal of a home funeral is apparent for many, especially if the deceased was somebody very close to you. The idea of keeping them at home until they are ready to be buried or cremated can be comforting. It wasn't that long ago that we were taking care of our own deceased, but nowadays people are quick to pass off their loved ones to a funeral home. Most families aren't given that option, and assume this is mandatory. Funeral homes will almost always prepare the deceased using embalming and other methods to make them appear more alive. But isn't this process more counterintuitive to the grieving process? Being around the deceased allows the bereaved to spend a longer period of time with their loved one's body, which can help them mourn and give opportunities to family members and friends to see the deceased one last time before they are taken to be buried or cremated. The idea of keeping the deceased's body at home might sound gross, but it's important to understand that decomposition takes a long time, and you can further slow this process by keeping your home cool and dry. To be around your loved one and see them decay naturally is an important part of the grieving process. That actually does sound kind of nice, honestly. I don't know. I would say maybe that's weird, but that's kind of the whole point of this email is saying, hey, actually, that's not weird. Home funerals aren't just more intimate, but they are more economical. A traditional funeral, complete with body preparation, service, flowers, cards, and many other hidden costs and fees, can cost upwards of $7,000 to $10,000. When you're able to take care of your loved one yourself, to wash and dress them, and to organize their viewing from home, the only cost remaining is entirely in the cremation or burial itself. However, it's important to understand that different rules apply given on what state you live in, or depending on what state you live in. In all states, it is legal to have your loved one's body at home after they die. States like Alabama, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New Jersey, and New York require a funeral director's involvement, from signing the death certificate to overseeing burial or cremation. If this is a route you decide to go for yourself or your loved ones, make sure you follow everything by the book. But just know that this may be an option available to you and your loved ones if so chose. Dr. Zeiss? From Jen Love to Charlie. I just saw a video of a gorilla walking on its hind legs. Like a human being, Charlie! A human being! We, as a species, have seen the beginning of our end. I love Jen so much. She's so cute. Alright, what's the newest bullshit from the new bosses, huh? Oh, Jesus Christ.
From Chad Grant to Rose's daughters and staff. Hello, as stated in a previous email, here are the new rules and codes of conduct I expect you to follow from now on while on any premises belonging to Hillside Heritage Enterprises. First and foremost, there is a required uniform and strict dress code from now on. Second, most importantly to this, is that no tattoos are to be visible. If you have visible tattoos, ensure they are properly covered and hidden. Fuck you. When speaking with customers and clients, consider the opportunity to upsell, i.e., always encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase the higher quality package. Fuck you! We find that encouraging loved ones to think of the comfort and style of the deceased as an experience with... We find that encouraging loved ones to think of the comfort and style of the deceased as an experience with no price limit on it. I don't quite understand that sentence. We find that encouraging loved ones to think of the comfort and style of the deceased as an experience with no price limit on it. Additionally, food is no longer allowed to be brought in. Instead, encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase our premium sandwich and appetizers food package. Our partner, Catering Concepts, provides high-quality food that will be delivered weekly from their factory and can be easily defrosted in the morning of the funeral. I expect all of the above changes to be instituted effectively immediately to ensure a smooth transition to the high-quality services Hillside Heritage Enterprises Incorporated is known for. God, fuck you. Fuck you, Chad. God, I hate the hellscape we live in. Charlie, I need a drink. Beer after work? P.S. Also, I really want mozzarella sticks. I can be both hangry and angry. And no, I will not say hangry. Ever. Chad Grant. Hello, Charlotte. I've reviewed your request on behalf of a potential family inquiring if we at Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. can and will perform green burials. I should have informed you of this in the beginning, but we do not perform green burials as they are not cost effective. All employees and subsidiaries of Hillside Heritage Enterprises Incorporated must comply. We do not wish to lose potential customers, though, so do try your best to convince the families requesting green burials to instead choose a traditional burial package, complete with embalming caskets and vaults instead. I trust you will ensure we do not lose any customers, Charlotte. Fuck you. This is also part of why I'm bad at being marketable, is because, like, I am very honest. I will not try to swindle people. The only people I will try to fuck over are corporations. Like, I can't, I won't, I refuse. I can't lie. So, you know. I hate this one's title. From Chad Grant, latest contract acquisition. Charlotte, I am proud to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprises Incorporated received a contract with the city to dispose of any unclaimed bodies. This is an important revenue stream for us, as I'm sure I don't need to explain to you, Charlotte. Although Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. is being paid a decent wage from the city for these services, cremation is preferred here, as it is the more cost-efficient of the two options. The first unclaimed body we will be handling belongs to a middle-aged man, possibly homeless, whose body is yet to be claimed. No special preparations are needed for this cadaver, aside from cremation. God, I hate Chad with a burning passion. Is it bad I kind of want to prepare, like, I really hope that we can, like, prepare Chad's funeral, like, prepare Chad for a funeral, just because I kind of want to, like, intentionally, like, this body doesn't, you know, there's not a lot of mechanics in this game that give you, like, we don't have a lot of agency over a lot of stuff in this game. I would love to take the mechanics that are available to us in the game and use it to fuck up Chad. Therefore, that's why I hope we get to prepare Chad for a funeral so that I can fuck it up intentionally, because fuck Chad. I mean, admittedly, sure, okay, I guess, this is the whole, what's it called? Not confirmation bias. It's the, oh fuck, what is it called? It's not confirmation bias, I don't think. Yeah, no, it's not confirmation bias. It's the... Is it? Fuck. Essentially, it's the thing where, like, you know, you use the information that you have to make a decision, or, like, you know, a decision or an opinion on something, and just assume that you have enough to make a decent statement. I guess, you know, Chad could also be in a similar situation to Charlie, where, you know, he's being, you know, he has a boss forcing him to, like, send out these shitty emails. So I guess I maybe shouldn't be as pissed off at him as I am. But, like, I don't know. I've
I've had, like, people who are roughly in the same chain of command location as Chad is, who have been like, okay, so here are the policies. We're ignoring these because they're bullshit. Instead, here's what we're gonna do. You let me worry about the, like, you know, if anybody from, like, higher up comes asking, you just tell them to talk to me. So, I have, admittedly, a little bit of, like, I have higher expectations for, like, people in these sorts of positions than maybe I should. Just, Before we cremate this gentleman, we'll need to prepare his body. He doesn't even have any valuables on him that would be damaged during cremation, so let's just worry about putting his identification tag into the coffin next to him. This gentleman is all set to be cremated now. Unclaimed bodies. I never thought about that. Fuck. Using the cremulator? Okay. Now there's no decoration on the urn at all. It looks like his tag doesn't even have, like, a name on it. It's too small to read. Matthew will take the urn to the funeral parlor. Will anyone even be here for this funeral? Oh, this feels... Oh. Fuck, someone's final moments, they, like... Fuck. There's not even anyone here to remember them. Fuck, that's terrifying. April 9th, 10:19 a.m. I still not seeing anything. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else that I can select. Water, water everywhere, and not a drop to drink. Water cremation. From Funerals Monthly. We can call it a few different things, like flameless cremation, a bit of an oxymoron, but we'll let it slide. Or perhaps more commonly, resummation. Its technical name, though, is actually alkaline hydrolysis. Whatever you want to call it, it's here and it's an environmentally friendly alternative to traditional cremation. But for the sake of this newsletter, let's call it water cremation. We all know that traditional cremation and burials take a huge toll on the environment, the high energy consumption that adds to the greenhouse gas effect being one of the chief amongst them. And water cremation is an alternative method available for the eco-conscious amongst. How does it work? It's basically a water-based chemical process that uses really strong alkaline water heated up very high, about 350 degrees. It basically works like a sped-up version of natural decomposition. The excess water gets put through the same water treatment process as in any sewage water at a factory, and alkaline hydrolysis uses significantly less energy than traditional cremation processes. Neat, huh? It's been around for a bit, and some places became legal around the end of the first decade of the aughts. Not a bad alternative for those who don't want their death to have any greater impact on the environment than necessary. Aww. I kissed her! From Jen Love to Charlie. Dating a special effects makeup artist, and she is like the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She totally loves Ava's possession and was equally freaked out by the possession scenes, but so utterly delighted at the idea of a support group for people who have been possessed. This was your best recommendation in a while, Charlie. You were slipping there. I was getting worried you lost your taste. But yeah, her name is Lily, and she's super death positive and isn't freaked out by my work, and also isn't too into it like that last dude I saw. Jason? Michael? Yeah, I can't remember. I just really like spending time around her, and I can talk about whatever I want, and it's never a conversation stopper. She also totally gets what I mean when I say that like, working with death and spending so much time thinking about death actually makes me happier. It makes everything feel so much more worth it, you know? Memento Mori or whatever they taught us in that one poetry class we taught. We just clicked. Feels good. Fun and affirming, like dating should be. I'm thinking of maybe taking her to Maple Meadows. She's super into roller coasters, and I think the idea of sharing cotton candy, or maybe not, I don't want to throw up on the ride, is sickeningly cute. Then maybe I'll kiss her on top of a Ferris wheel. Be super corny and cliche for once in my life. Anywho, enough about me for once. I'm still kind of in shock from your last email. Do you think you're gonna do it? You know you have my support 100% no matter what you decide. I kind of feel like she's registered. What? Oh! National Revenue Agency. What is your business? Enter a keyword and select the best match. Funeral services. Register your business. 11 permits. If you're interested in starting a funeral services business, you may need the following. Oh, is she gonna start her own place so that she doesn't have to deal with this bullshit? Because valid. Matthew Jeffrey. I'm done. Charlie, it's official. I put in my 2 weeks notice. You know how unhappy I'm working for a mega corporation 101. My skills, especially my driving ones, are useful in other professions. I'm not worried about myself. But you I am worried about. You're too good for this corporate scum. You actually care about the people you work with and for. Don't let them defeat you, okay? Matthew J. P.S. I'll bring beers over the next week. We can talk a bit more freely. Alright, fine. I guess I'll... Because I'm so torn between I want to be pissed at this fucker, but also he could be in such a... He could also be in a bad place, so I guess I'll not be as annoying with him. We are all thrilled to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprises Incorporation, subsidiary Rose and Daughters, just signed a contract with Morning Valley Hospital, allowing us access to all of the cadavers that come through their pediatric and maternity wards. We're excited for the opportunity to work with the Morning Valley Hospital, which intakes over 100,000 patients and receives over 15 million in funding and donations annually. This will no doubt be a boon for Hillside Heritage Enterprises Incorporated's bright and sustained future. Chad Grant. Oh, wait, no! Wait, CEO and Managing Funeral Director. You're super high up the chain. No, fuck you, Chad. Home funeral for my wife. Dear Mr. Grant, regarding the last time we spoke, my daughters and I would still prefer to host a home funeral for ourselves and keep my wife here until she's ready to be buried. I just want to make sure she's taken care of. Her heart attack was so sudden, we don't know what to do. We just want to make sure she has a proper send-off. Thanks, Kofi Dimka. Dear Mr. Dimka, I understand your desire to keep your wife at home, but I assure you the best way to honor your wife is through a traditional funeral package instead. I promise you your wife's funeral with us will be a beautiful, intimate gathering where all of her beloved friends and family can come together and say their goodbyes. A standard embalming will allow for everyone to view your wife, ensuring that everyone can see her one final time as she was, beautiful, peaceful, and courageous. Letting us take care of the food with our prepared food service will ensure you don't have a single thing to worry about on this day. You and your daughters are going through a hard time right now. Let us here at Rose and Daughters make this difficult time a little bit easier for you. Okay, we'll take the traditional funeral package. Thank you for considering us in this hard time. Charlotte. I see you were not able to convince the... Oh, right, no. You're a shithead.
I see you're not able to convince the Dimka family to take a standard funeral. I had to contact them myself in order to not lose the sale. Please read the enclosed emails for a lesson on how to properly upsell potential customers. I don't want to see that we've lost any customers because of your refusal to upsell. That is part of your job. Fuck you. I hate how we've monetized everything. Because, like, even death, the final send-off on this world, and all people can think about is how to make money off of it. That's just fucking disgusting. I have the tubing. There we go. I was clicking on the wrong part, apparently. God, I'm just imagining being, like, in Charlie's head. It's clearly Charlie's someone who, like,
like, this is, like, something that's, like, she's interested in, like, has a passion for. And then, you know, she clearly wants, like, make sure that people have, like, that, you know, people are able to give their loved ones a proper send-off. This corporate fucknut is just being like, hey, you need to upsell! 'Cause bottom lines in capitalism! Just fuck off, dude. Well done? Oh wait, that actually is a question. Do we... I guess we do have a different dress now, I think. Because I think previously, like, our tattoos were showing. This feels so impersonal. She would have hated this. Yeah, I don't know. They must have had their reasons. Yeah. Oh, hey, what did you think of that trailer I sent you? Oh yeah, I heard that show was so good. I saw a video of that one kid actor doing karaoke. God. Do you think we did the right thing? I feel bad not doing what Mom asked for. I know, honey, but what that Chad said guy seems right. We don't want to dishonor her memory by letting her rot. Yeah, I want Mom to know I loved her. I wish I hadn't yelled at her before. Shh, it's okay. She knew you loved her. Fights happen. Please don't be hard on yourself. Yeah. I'm gonna miss her. Me too. I'm starving. Why do these things always make me so hungry? You're always hungry. Oh, I didn't notice, like, the food display, I'm pretty sure, changed over here. It's so cold in here. I think they have the air conditioning on too high. Yeah, let's go for a walk later. It's really nice out, and it would be good to stretch my legs. I hate that for everyone involved. Just how corporate it's getting. August 30th. I feel like that's a very big jump. Hey, new office! From Eileen Hansen to Charlie. Dear Charlie, today's the day already, isn't it? I can't believe how quickly this has come up. Thank you for your understanding and for your work. You've made today easier already. See you at 1 p.m. Oh, this is the job thing. Oh, we don't have a, we don't have a new thing. We don't have a new, subscriber monthly thing. Magnolia Forest. Funeral home and natural burial park. Our services. Magnolia Forest, named after the magnolia trees that surround the funeral home, specializes in at-home funerals and green burials in our natural burial park. Our goal is to empower families and encourage them to have a closer relationship with death and the dying process. The death of a loved one can be a confusing and sometimes traumatic time, and we want you to feel fully involved with your loved one's death care decisions. Whether you're looking to care for your loved one from the comfort of your home, be present during their cremation, or bury them in our natural cemetery, Magnolia Forest is here to work with you and provide these simple but intimate and meaningful options. Natural Burial Park. Our natural burial park allows the body to return to the earth and recycle naturally. It is intended as an environmentally sustainable alternative to existing funeral practices. Our park has room for bodies of all sizes and ages, as well as beloved pets. Aww! Families also have the option to bury their loved ones themselves, if they so choose. Prices. We believe in being transparent about our prices and practices. We are happy to explain all of our prices, work within your budget, and hope to make you feel comfortable and confident in your decisions. Let us know if we can answer any of your questions. Home funeral, $1,000, all-inclusive. Green burial and service, $225 for adults, all-inclusive. Ooh, oh, fuck. Yeah, that's really good, but I hadn't quite thought about that. Green burial and services, $2,225 for adults, all-inclusive. Infants are buried at no charge. We can provide a 3x3 plot and help opening and closing the grave. Direct cremation, $600, all-inclusive. Amy Rose, congratulations. Charlie, dear, I am so proud of you. I knew there was something special in you when I hired you for Rose and Daughters. If there's anything I can do for you, please do not hesitate to ask. I am always happy to help. Best wishes, Amy Rose. P.S. I sorely miss you and Matthew's terrible sense of humor. You'll never from Matthew. You'll never believe what new job I'm working now. Open this email to find out. Hey, Charlie. When I first became a hearse driver, I was told that my most important job wasn't steering. It was sympathizing. I respectfully disagree. And thankfully, I concentrated on my driving skills since I'm now working as a, wait for it, bus driver. A school bus driver, Charlie. Can you believe it? Pretty sure if I said the most important part of my job right now wasn't steering, I'd be fired immediately. I don't know what else to tell you. For some reason, I was worried you'd think less of me. But I don't know why. You've never been the judgmental kind. And besides, corpses are way easier to deal with than children. Screaming children, I might add. I actually love it. These kids can be pretty cute. But don't tell Amy I told you that. She was always harping on me for not having any kids and for being all cynical about them. Congrats on your new business, Charlie. I'm proud of you. I'll swing by your new place one day and show you my new wheels. Maybe we can grab a bite to eat. Be seeing you, Matthew J. Jen Love. Congratulations on your new business! From Jen Love to Charlie. Charlie, I'm so happy for you. I know it's been a rough year for you. Seriously, I think our wine intake saw a bazillion% increase. But you've stuck through it like a champ. You deserve this. Finally being your own boss is a great move for you. No more having to explain anything you don't want to. I'm trying not to be too cheesy right now. Can't wait to be home next week for our visit and check out your new space. Always, Jen L., Museum Curator, London Pathology Museum. Sorry, I got tears on my glasses. Our family's been very lucky. I don't think we've ever had to do an infant burial. Alright, today's job. I'm curious what our new facilities will look like. Aww. This hurts. I thought it'd be easier, but it's not. It hurts so much, but thank you for helping me give her the funeral she always wanted. Anyways, I think we're ready to get started now. Do I... Oh, okay. A Mortician's Tale. That was really pretty. Aww, that was so cute. I'm so happy for her. Special thanks to the Good Order of Death, Death and the Maiden, Caitlin Doty, Sarah Chavez, Sarah Wambold, Amber Carvelet, Carla Valentine. I missed the last couple. Oh, there's lots of them. Our friends and families. This was really good. God, I really hope that... Aw. Pets. Meredith, Bastion, B, Future, Luna, Tyler. That's adorable. Made using Unity and Fmod. Made possible with support for... Oh, hey! Ontario Arts Council. Council d'Art de Ontario. Huh. Aw. In memory of Elaine D'Arienzo, Emile Engelman, and Camille Collegier. I fucked up the last name. I'm very sorry. Thank you for playing. Aww. This is... Aww. This has been really good. This has been really cute. I like that a lot. Also, maybe I'm reading into it too much. I still think there's something between Jen and Charlie. I'm curious. I hit continue. August 30th. 9 a.m. Okay, so it's just back to the... Okay, so we just get back to here. Okay. Oh, this is really good. Honestly, this is a very beautiful game. I'm really glad that I found this. This has been very good. Oh god, I'm kind of at a loss for words right now, actually, which is a surprise for me. I'm not normally in that position, but this was very good. I hope this was a nice and... Yeah, it's a bit weird. It's very dark. Well, I mean, it's not dark, it's just, it's about death. So, a bit morbid. But, like... I don't know. This was very informative for me, and it feels... helpful, I guess? I don't know. But I hope you all enjoyed it. I know I did. I hope you all learned something from it. I know I certainly did. Like, the flameless cremation, the alkaline hydrolysis? Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. I didn't know that was even a thing. And so yeah, I hope this all was very good. I hope this game was good for you as it was for me. I had a good time with it. So thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to play this game for yourself, I'll put a link in the comment down below. And until next time, please, do not forget to be kind to yourselves and one another. And for now, it's time for some very important things. I'm eternally grateful for all my supporters over on Ko-fi.
Darius, Sarah Senpai, Sapphic Seraph, Kylie Coven, and Space.
If you'd like to help support the channel, join the ranks by following the Ko-fi link in the description below. There, you can choose a variety of either one-time donations or subscriptions, which will get you the following benefits. Adding games to my list of things to play. Getting to choose cosplays for me to make Let's Plays in. Access to the subscriber-only Discord server, and much, much more. As always, don't forget to hydrate, masticate, and medicate.